Hello everybody, this is A Shadowbox and welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator 19 on Susquehanna River Valley. This is version 1.2 that I'm recording on. Last time we harvested our wheat and we milled it and sold it and we got a lot of money, and the remainder part of the day, which was day 3 autumn that I left you on, we did a lot of contracts. I'm going to put a screenshot on the screen now to show you how many fertilizing contracts were available at the turn of the day there. And that is without me doing anything like editing with it. That's just how many were offered. So you can bet that we took it. If we look at our finances here, we will see there's our harvest income. And there is our contracts income, and this other here is because 2 of the contracts glitched, and after we completed them, they just erased themselves. So, like, we did the contract, it said contract complete, but then there was no way for us to pay out. Thankfully, I wrote down all of the contract payouts before because I've had that issue on this map before. I don't know if it's a problem with my contracts mod or with the map mod. So yeah, when I take a whole bunch at once, I write down what each one's going to give me in case I have a failure like that. And 2 of them failed like that, and that was the payout for them. So that's just where that other cost came from there. Yeah, so today, well, actually, I should show you, we are now out of debt as well, so we can take out a loan, and I calculated our net worth of not any of our buildings, just our land, our trucks, and our tractors. No trailers, no implements, no buildings. And we came out to, selling everything used, $514,952, which is collateral we can put up against a bank loan, which means we can take the max bank loan now if we need to, though whatever loan we do take, we have to pay back before we can take out any other loan. Barring an emergency situation, like last episode when we really needed a semi and the solution that we thought we had was not working out very well. Anyway, what's that great demand at Aldi's? Hopefully, well, Aldi's doesn't take flour, right? So, eggs and milk. It looks like the great demand is for carrots, and that's it, yeah. Alright, great demand for carrots at Aldi's. Totally not applicable to us. It's funny, though, because at the end of last episode, I went and I bought a header trailer and a grain bin and everything for our new John Deere harvester, and then we got no harvesting contracts. It was all fertilizing. In fact, let me see. Do we have any harvesting contracts? Oh, good grief. There's more fertilizing. Well, we're going to leave those on the table for now. And the only harvesting contracts we have are cotton harvesting. All right. Off camera, I did get this analyzed and I did get it limed. So this is ready for our next crop. If we look at our rotation cycle that I established, we had wheat on this last time, so now we're going to put canola on it, and we can plant canola in the fall, so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be planting our canola field. You can see I also have a rotation plan D in effect. This is going to be after we get more fields. I want to get some of the modded crops in, because this is all default, and that's kind of boring. So yeah, I think my long-term plan is going to be to purchase fields 56 and 55 here because we get a really good yield. And then next we'll be expanding the alfalfa field. So yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. And let's make it happen. I downloaded a mod. If we look at seeders, because the only 6-meter seeder we had was this Landwirtschaft Rapid A600S, and it requires 180 horsepower, which was too high for our equipment. And then we had the Lemkin Soltaire 12, which just squeaks in where we could handle it right now, but it gives us a 12-meter working width, and I thought that was just too big for where we are in our farm at the moment. So I went and I downloaded this Landwirtschaft Rapid A600 800S. This will be like a little bit further down the line. But for right now, I've got this Great Plains 3S 3000 HD. It's a working width of about 9 meters, only needs 125 horsepower to pull, and apparently it is a direct drill. So this is a great deal for us. Let's go ahead and get that delivered. You can see the grass is grown again, so we do have to mow for our tenants. Last episode, we gave out the White House, so this episode, let me know if you would like to live in the Red House. That'll be what we're giving away today. And just to recap, the Red House is right there. Once all the houses are claimed, I will put them all in the game, possibly one at a time. I am recording this so far ahead, but then there's going to be a few weeks where I don't have the chance to record anything, so that will be, yeah, it'll work out. It'll work out so you guys get your houses pretty soon after you claim them. Just the nature of it, though, that means I don't know who has the White House yet, so it's going to be a little bit before that's announced. Alright, let's come back here and let's get our seeder filled. We need to switch this to canola. I'm trying a new audio recording method that I hope will work out well. Only has 200 liters, okay. So let's spawn like 3 of these and see what happens. Alright, so yeah, I'm hoping this new audio recording system will work out well. I'm basically using Audacity to record my audio separate from OBS. So OBS is capturing the in-game volume and Audacity is capturing my voice volume. And hopefully this solution will mean that when we get super loud trucks like that TLX, I can balance it in editing without making my voice super quiet as well. Alright, I'm not sure if that's going to be enough seed or not. So let's go ahead and get next object 1,000. Let's get 2 more. Obviously it is the fall, so we don't have a ton of seed or fertilizer in store. That's kind of a spring thing to stock up on. No free space. Oh, it's because you're in here? Let's see. Alright, now we can get fertilizer on board, and let's just get both of those out. Excuse me there, guys. Apparently my throat's a little dry. I do have some plans for expanding our farmyard as well because we are basically at the max capacity of our equipment sheds here. Alright, now this seeder is supposed to be a direct drill, so hopefully we're not victims of false advertising here or anything. This should go 3 times as fast as our last seeder. Remember that 3-meter seeder that we sold a couple episodes ago? I'm surprised this only needs 125 horsepower to pull, not even 150 horsepower. Alright, so we got canola selected. We have our automatic application rate. We can go ahead and lower our sower. I said lower our sower, please. There we go. And let's turn it on. And we're not creating fields, correct? Oh, I don't think these can create fields. I think it has to actually be a cultivator for that mod to work, so that's good. Alright, this will hopefully not take very long at all to get done, so I'm not sure if I'm going to time-lapse it or not. I am thinking, though, guys, since this is... we're nearing, like, the end of our first year in this playthrough, or in this Let's Play, I'm thinking that starting in year 2, we're not going to be allowed to go buy equipment from, like, our neighbor farmers anymore. We're going to have to get everything from the shop. And, like, unless there's a special circumstance or something, we're going to have to get it new. Because we have saved a lot of money on that buying used equipment, like our tractors and some of our implements. But we're just at the point financially where we can afford to get new things, so we're going to transition. I am going to buy that Steiger from Farmer Joe. We're going to have to do a contract or two to afford to purchase that. Or we can just wait until the sugar beet harvest comes in, because we are going to have to plow after the sugar beets. And I'm thinking I kind of want to put in, on the sugar beet fields, I'm thinking I kind of want to put in oilseed radish, since we can't sow corn for the winter on this season's geo. I just think that would be a good idea, because that would protect the ground over the winter, and when we're ready to plant in the spring or summer, we would have fertilizer built right in. I'm gonna have to test that on my test map before we fully commit to that, however, because that would be quite a lot of resources tied up into something that's frankly experimental. In other news, guys, I do have a firefighter story for you. It's not really about a scene, it's just kind of something funny that happened at the station. So every day at the station we do house chores, just things that we do to keep the station running smoothly and looking nice, whether that's cleaning the bathrooms or the kitchens, or even doing the outside lawn work. My station is surrounded by a lot of grass, and we are responsible for maintaining it. So we have a riding lawnmower and a bunch of lawn equipment in our apparatus bay. And I'm out checking one of our trucks, and sorry, a truck is what we refer to a ladder. So an engine is a pumper, like engine, pumper, same thing. Truck, ladder, those are the same thing. Or hook and ladder. That's just we call our ladders just trucks. I just can't reach that little bit there, which is a little annoying. So anyway, I'm checking the truck, and one of our full-time paramedics is riding out on the lawnmower, and I see him pass me, and I'm like, wait a minute, what did he have in his hand? So I like run to the front of the truck, and I'm looking out the open apparatus bay, and he's just riding out on the riding lawnmower, starting a leaf blower in his hands, like a gas-powered leaf blower. I'm like, oh my god, we are firefighters. We are not supposed to do stupid things like this. But it was just like, I ended up snagging a Snapchat of him and sending it to a few of the guys around the department. I was just like, when you absolutely, positively have to get the yard work done right now. It's just, I don't know, guys. I thought it was funny. It's, oh, apologies. Apparently I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb before recording. And my fiance, I love her so much, but she really enjoys texting me like a sentence at a time. So I'll get like 3, 4, 5 text messages all at the same time. Anyway. Yeah, I think that's the story I have for you. Like I said, it wasn't anything on scene. It's kind of a simple, silly story instead of, you know, something crazy. I will have a scene story for you next video, but that's what I got for you this video. Let's go ahead and time-lapse the rest of this field. Alright guys, there we go. That is our winter canola put in. That was the main thing that I wanted to get accomplished this episode. Next thing that I wanted to get accomplished this episode was mowing our rental property so we keep our tenants happy. So I don't know if I'll show that whole thing on camera. I might just show a little bit so you guys can see that mower running, because you haven't really seen it much. And we'll go from there. And you know, with this seeder, I wouldn't mind taking sowing contracts in the future. So that's a possibility for making some contract money as well. So the next expansions, well, we'll talk about it once I get the lawnmower. Just a moment. I do wish that the lawnmower had just like a mulcher attachment or something, so it doesn't drop its straw swath. I did find a workaround, which is a little bit, I don't know, depending on how you look at it, I guess it can be a little bit cheaty. Once the bushel collector is full, I've just been emptying it with the F11 menu, but honestly, it is what it is. Another small annoyance with this tractor is that you have to lower and turn on each implement separately. And I just kind of assumed they would, since one is attached to the other, that they would just go down at the same time. So it is slightly annoying, but still a great mod. Anyway, future plans for the farm. Like I mentioned earlier, I do want to purchase that Case Steiger, that old Case Steiger from Farmer Joe. That one has 240 horsepower, so that will be able to be the big horse of our farm for a while. Uh-oh. There we go. I thought I was going to be completely stuck for a moment. So that will be a good thing to get. I will also want to trade in our current cultivator for the Culti plow that we borrowed from Farmer Joe that one time, though we will purchase it new. We won't buy Farmer Joe's from him. If I miss a tuft or two here, I'm not super worried about it. And that's pretty much all I want as far as equipment going into the next season. I would like to focus on land at this point. We have an orchard field back behind our farmyard, or I guess kind of across from our farmyard, an alfalfa field at the moment. And that would be really cool to purchase and get access to. However, those trees are only active during the summer and fall, and since we're already most of the way through fall, there's no point in getting them this year. It would just be wasted money. But that field is only like $10,000, and then you just have to pay for manure and get a source of water, so it will definitely be very profitable once we get it. I would like to establish a store, like a farm store somewhere, that we can then sell products to. I also have a honey mod, or the global company Honey Productions, so we can raise bees and, well, not raise bees, purchase bees and harvest honey from them, which we can then bottle and sell at a farm store. And obviously I would also like to get more land for arable crops. We kind of already talked about getting fields 55 and 56 there for the modded grains that we haven't seen yet. That would be my first priority after we get the case equipment that I mentioned. And then after that, I would like to expand the alfalfa field to 79 and 78. Once we purchase fields 60 and 59 bundled, I'm going to use field 60 for crops, and then I think we're going to build like a proper homestead on field 59. Like, just completely take out that field, put a nice house there, make it look really nice, and that can be where we all live. Where, and by we all, I mean me and my fellow farm owners, Mark, Sam, and Sarah. Eventually, once we get to it, I would like to buy that island, field 77, 76, and 75, and turn that into like a mansion, basically. I think that would be really cool, though we're not going to get to that point for a long while, I think. And also, since this grass is just mowable, it is not filling up the bushel collector nearly as fast as it did last time I mowed, because the grass was all at like max growth last time I mowed. So this is much less painful than it was before. Like, I haven't even had to empty it yet, and I'm not even 3/4 of the way full. But yeah, guys, this series is not getting very many views right now, and that's okay. I expect that after how many periods of inactivity that I've had. But if you are enjoying the series, I would really appreciate those likes and comments. If you've been a long-term subscriber of mine, you know that I don't really like asking for likes and comments. But when the view numbers are so low, it honestly helps a lot, and it gives me motivation to keep on doing it. Right now, I'm just having so much fun playing this map. It's hard. Like, I'm glad I have to record ahead of time, because it would be hard to limit myself to just playing this map for videos. With the low views that the series has been getting, honestly, I would almost rather just stop it and play it on my own. But if you guys are enjoying it, those of you that are watching it, if you are enjoying it, I would appreciate likes and comments and some interaction, and I will keep the series going for you. And also, if you aren't enjoying the series or think there's something that I could do better, please also let me know. Constructive criticism is always welcome as long as it's not hateful. There is a difference between, hey, I think you could do this better, and wow, you just really suck, and your videos suck, and I hate you. Yeah, this John Deere mower is definitely very nice. It's a way to pass the time in seasons, because sometimes there are periods where you don't really have much to do, such as right now. I mean, we could be running contracts, but you guys have seen enough contracts. Honestly, I probably would have like Mark and Sam out on the fertilizers doing fertilizing contracts as I mow this, but I don't want to take the time to do that in the video. We'll just go ahead and get this mowed, and we're not going to mow all of this on camera because it does take a while. It probably takes a real-time hour to get all this mowed. But this is why we get rent payments, right? We keep the property looking nice. People want to live here, and we get paid for it. As far as the rental property goes, I think my first priority is going to be upgrading that office because it is, I mean, let's be honest, it is in really bad shape. Upgrading the office and upgrading the roads are my two first priorities. After that, we can look at getting some other amenities put in. Maybe we can get a firewood storage up where people can come and buy firewood. Maybe a playground, or maybe we just go right into upgrading these kind of like bungalows and mobile homes to like proper houses. I did talk to the county zoning, and they said that in order to build an apartment building, remember I said I wanted to build an apartment building where our current office building is. They said in order to build that, I would have to get a pretty expensive permit because they want to try to keep high rises out of the area. But he said as long as I'm only building like a 2 or 3 story building, I should be approved for that permit. It's, again, just going to be fairly expensive. So that's going to be probably a $500,000 project to get an apartment building put there. And that's not going to be something we're going to be able to afford anytime soon. I don't want to go that far in debt just to do that project. Especially when our farming operation is still quite small and we're not getting profits all year round outside of contracts. But yeah, as you can see, guys, doing the property maintenance for our quote-unquote rental property definitely makes it so that rental sign is not just free money. We definitely are putting the work in to earn it. And once the snow gets here, that's going to give us an added challenge as well. We will obviously not be clearing the snow from the yards, but we will have to buy a gator and plow and salt spreader for it. I'm actually not sure if I'm going to go with a gator or just like get a snow kit for one of the pickups that we have. I'm kind of leaning toward the gator just because I think it would be another cool little thing to have, but I'm not entirely sure yet. It would also be nice to be able to It would also be nice to be able to redo the roads before we get the plow, just because if you plow gravel, it ends up not working out too well. Same if you try to like snow throw gravel. You'll just end up shooting gravel all over the place. Alright guys, I think that's going to do it for this episode. I'm going to go ahead and get all this grass mowed, and I think I'm going to do just a small amount of contracts so we can get that Steiger tractor that I said I've been wanting from Farmer Joe. Nothing crazy though. We are nearing our sugar beet harvest. That is going to be our top priority after... oh, actually, scratch that. I have something else to show you. We did do a couple of equipment changes. So once I finish this row here, we'll drive back. So if you'll remember from last episode, when we bought the new semi, we also bought a red crampy trailer. And that trailer was good, but then I saw in my modded section I had a better trailer for the same price. So the shop did let me trade it in. It was not a one-to-one trade. I did have to pay a little bit extra, but not too bad. So we now have a west dump trailer, and it does have an attachment on the back where we can add a pup trailer to it if we would like to in the future. So that has a capacity of, I believe, 70,000 liters. So it is a step up from the last trailer that we had, even that crampy. And it's gonna haul a lot better for us. So kind of glad we had that accident in that little Ford semi, because that is just a much better setup that we have going now. Get back here. The property's already starting to look a lot nicer just with all the mowed grass. I don't really care about mowing the grass on the farm property back here, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, we had another... So I added extenders to both our lime, like our solid fertilizer and lime spreader, and our liquid fertilizer. I had 2 tractors out doing the fertilizing contracts in order to get all that money. And then we got ourselves a auger wagon here, a Metaltech PP series, PP14 right there. I believe that has a capacity of 19,000 liters. So the purpose of this is really for when we're harvesting on remote fields, like for contracts and stuff like that, we can fill our semi truck that will do the actual transporting. And this is a Metaltech TS18000. It has a capacity of 26,000 liters, and it does have the ability to attach more trailers to it. So, yeah, that's what we're using for hauling our grain and other products around. We will, of course, store the sugar beet in our bunker there, and then fill up our semi-trailer from the bunker, because the auger wagon does not work for sugar beet. So yeah, just one more time. Next episode, we will be harvesting the sugar beet and processing it into sugar, most likely. Finally, that is going to make us so much money. We're going to be able to expand the farm so much. I am really looking forward to it. I hope you guys will be here for that. And until then, I'm a Shadowbox. This has been I've got firefighting on the brain, apparently. This has been Farming Simulator 19. And until next day, have a good one.